actually has come to be a great partner in our business. When I was trying to access loan, initially I said, I don't need any loan from anybody. But I realized that there's no way you can grow your business without actually accessing loan. Because the little money every one of us has might not be able to actually take us to the higher height that we actually need in business. When I accessed this loan, I realized that, yes, it took my business on a long-term leap, whereby I was able to, up to now, I'm able to increase all the facilities in terms of improving all my equipment, and my market is able to grow. Before I accessed the loan, I have 15 staff, but now, throughout Nigeria, I can boast of as little as 50. As little as 50. And to the glory of God, without stress, we are paying back the loan and paying all our staff. The important thing I want to tell us, among every one of us that are beneficiaries of BoI loan, is, I'm sure you must have done your work well before accessing the loan. Make sure that at every occasion, you factor in the amount that you are supposed to pay back at the end of either every month or quarterly, whatever the agreement you are giving. Very, very important, I need to tell you that FinCap today, in our own little way, is present in every part of this country. And for our soap is actually going out of the country. We're in UK, we're in US, and we are also in Brazil. Any African shop that you visit, either in UK or in US, you will see our black soap there. Very, very important. So I need to tell you, and I need to appreciate BoI and the management for all what they have been doing to all the MSA in the country. And one thing I will indulge them or want to ask them to help us to do as MSA is, the only problem that we have in this country is actually we don't have any problem apart from one, and the only single problem for manufacturer, and that problem, if solved, will take everybody out of the low level that we have, and it will take us to a level that we can actually say, yes, the issue of unemployment will be resolved. And that problem is what every one of us know, is the issue of electricity. That's the only problem we have in this country. We don't have any other problem. Nigerians are not lazy. Everybody, I can say you, we are not lazy in this country. If this problem is solved, I think every other thing will fall in places. So we know BoI, they are also government agency or parastatal. I think we need to allow the government to know that if any government come into power, if it's only one thing they can do to solve this problem, I think Nigeria will come back and everybody will be happy to it.
The keynote address is delivered by the MD, Rofinic Associates and Investment Limited, a BoI designated business development service provider, also known as BDSP, Olufemi Ogunje. He describes business growth in terms of 4 dimensions: length, breadth, depth, and infinitum.
The length here is the number of people, the number of entrepreneurs, the number of MSMEs that we can create over a specific period of time. I'll call that one the length. The breadth, when we are measuring the growth of the SMEs, is the spread. When you look at Ogun State and Lagos State, we are not saying we want to create 1,000 MSMEs and let everybody be in Abeokuta. No. I'm sure that is not what BoI wants. What we want is, yes, we want to grow from 0 to 1,000. But at the same time, we want to spread it down 1,000. So that from Abeokuta, we can go to maybe somewhere around Ayede in Ijebu side of Ogun State. Go to somewhere where Dallas Chemical is close to Badagry. Move close to somewhere close to Ibadan, and so on and so forth. In fact, it should be spread across all the local governments in Lagos and Ogun states. When we achieve that, we have achieved the measure of good growth. The third dimension of measure of growth, which I want us to think about in this forum, is the depth. And by that depth, I mean the stability, the quality of the MSMEs. We don't want to create an MSME that will live today and die tomorrow. We want a stable sector that, yes, we have created, and at the same time we want it to continue. And that is the depth. The fourth dimension, which is not usually talked about, is what I call infinitum. Infinitum in the sense that it has no limits. It depends on the way you want to measure it. And these are the impacts that the other three are generating. We are talking of employment generation. Not just employment generation, but the quality of that employment. Because if an MSME, for example, has 10 staff, and for 20 years, none of the 10 staff can build a house, then I want to be thinking that, look, it's not impacting very well on the workers. We want MSMEs that have good impact on the workers, on the environment, on the communities that they live in, so that we can measure. And I said in return because now depends on who is defining these factors. Some people talk of the foreign exchange earnings and the foreign exchange savings. Some people will talk of value additions. So many other parameters that we can talk about.
Speaking on growing MSMEs in Lagos and Ogun states, the MD Holistic Business Solutions Limited, Mrs. Larry Onito, advocates for more support for MSMEs.
A lot of businesses do not start out with the mindset of creating systems and structures for themselves.